So today is 9/11. First of all, prayers and condolences to all families who were involved, and more prayers to the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives that day. This is also the 1 year anniversary of my grandmother's passing. So this is a pretty tragic and hard day for me, because it really hits home. Now, I also want to give a shout out to the first responders, because those are truly American heroes. 9/11 changed our country forever. And I think those changes were positive and maybe not so positive. After 9/11, the US pretty much set out to occupy the Middle East. A war that soon we figure out, or really in the distant future, we figured out that we kind of really didn't want. So more prayers to the millions of innocent people who lost their lives as a result of that US occupation. Because at the end of the day, those are people too. Another sad fact is that there was a lot of Islamophobia. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It is the phobia, hate, or fear of people who are of Islamic faith. This also contributed to hatred towards our Arab communities, which once again is sad. It's sad that a lot of these things cause us to hate individuals that had nothing to do with some of these tragedies. So no matter how this tragedy affected you, just know that hatred is wrong. If you have any hatred in your heart for the Arab population or the Islamic faith population, then you need to check yourself. Because you are wrong. You are no better than the very people who committed that heinous act. That is just the truth. But a lot in American life changed since this moment. The way we navigate the globe, security has been heightened. I remember my parents telling me stories about being able to go all the way to the gate at the airport pre-2001, and how 9/11 happening cut that completely out, over. Even the way we consume media changes. Media is now a lot more patriotic. It's a lot more pro-America. When back then you had a lot more movies of anti-heroes, people who would string out on their own. The thought of the individual was a little more prevalent, and everyone had a lot more privacy. For a final remark though, I want to reiterate that nothing that was done on 9/11 and a lot of things that were done after 9/11 were right. Prayers to the thousands of people that perished during the attack, and prayers to the millions of people who lost their lives during the aftermath who were innocent and had nothing to do with the attack. And of course, a very special moment and prayer to my own grandmother, who, once again, it is a year since she passed away. I would appreciate if you could send prayers, not only to me, but all families impacted as well, on this day that, for me, is extra horrible, and for a lot of people is extra, extra horrible. Yes, I encourage everyone to love each other. No hatred will be tolerated. That is just my take on it.